really prioritizing with the Xin Zhao, but I don't think that this player will shy away from Fiddles, from Diana. These champions aren't particularly too difficult mechanically. It's more about how to play the early game with your team and looking for the right angles to engage. So Golden Guardians just saying, we want to get this out of here right now. We think the Rumble is our biggest priority, and we don't think that Svenskeren will actually have one of these picks under his champion pool. So I'm curious to see if Evil Geniuses has it prepared, though. It's got a lot of success in a lot of other regions, a lot of other leagues. So Golden Guardians is playing with fire by taking Rumble and leaving the rest of the pool available.
I actually really like Senna first pick for EG. I think Danny Senna's pretty good. I think the way EG want to play, Senna's a really good champion for them in general because she can support, Jiizuke diving in. The other thing I just really like is, even with something like a Tahm Kench here, Ignar just getting more farm means if you're, say, going Locket to maybe counteract the Rumble, you just get gold so much more efficiently that, it's a realistic thing for you to get the Locket relatively quickly, and then Rumble feels significantly more useless in team fights. So very safe round one here for EG, taking their bottom lane duo very early, but I do in general like Senna in EG's comps.
Yeah, true. It really synergizes with players that want to be hard diving, especially if they want to be playing cross map. If you want to be looking at top side as your focal point, well, the Senna ultimate can really help out, and even the Tahm Kench can start to roam later. The one aspect that I think ends up hurting EG's natural tendencies is that Ignar is such a good flanker that putting him on the champion that isn't looking for these engages and putting him on the back with a Tahm Kench, just looking for peel, might not be the best way for Evil Geniuses to let every other player shine. But if right now, if what they've practiced involves him taking the back foot and the rest of the team putting the carry pants on, then more power to them. They've done well this week.
Varus, Viego there for Golden Guardians. Nocturne, that's the last pick of phase 1 for EG. But I do like what you're saying there, Crumbz, right? The downside of this kind of bottom lane is that you do shift the agency all towards the top side, and Ignar is typically a play that you want to give some sort of playmaking champion on. So there are obviously options there. Tahm Kench, at least at a map level, with his ulti, especially as he gets ranks in it, can affect play in general a lot, but this is going to be a lot about Jiizuke, Svenskeren impact. What top side trio do they assemble to try and attack Golden Guardians top side, and how effective can they be at using whatever tools they draft to attack Golden Guardians, who are also going to be pretty strong in that side as well. Renekton banned by EG though, LeBlanc banned there by Golden Guardians, and one more ban left for EG. It's going to be
support. I think Nautilus, even though you're going to ban Senna TK, could still be very dangerous. The Devour isn't as good as protecting you if you actually get to land a multi-man depth charge, and it would synergize very well with solo. So you already do have the Varus to set you up, but we've seen that there is no such thing as too much engage. So if Golden Guardians already is playing with that identity, it wouldn't hurt to go and have another champion in that direction. They are banning out themselves of what they think Evil Geniuses really wants to round out their composition. The LeBlanc as a last pick, obviously a very dangerous pick for Jiizuke, fits his playstyle and mechanics perfectly, allows him to go in, back off, assassinate members, play the side lanes, and it's something that has been making a return in the LCS. We've seen PoE, I believe we've seen even Perks pick it up again, so this is a pick that'll slowly get a lot of respect as players get used to dealing with LeBlanc once again.
All right, well, it looks like Gragas jungle. Nocturne, as expected, is looking to be a laner here. Could be for Impact or Jiizuke. I think either player would be more than happy with the champion. Golden Guardians, though, have things kicked back over to them and do have to make a selection for their 4th and 5th picks of this game.
I like how Stixxay has committed all the years of his professional career to the Warwick cover. He has not backed down from that one at all. I don't know anybody else who has such a dedication to a specific champion hover, so kudos to him.
I like the Sett here. Definitely a very good solo laner here. Chime, looking at Rakan, I imagine that's where he's going to land on. Bard would be cool. Obviously a very, very good on that champion, but going to go for Rakan here instead.
Full engage, full dive. I mean, you don't have an AD carry that can necessarily assist you with the dive, but he can assist from the far. He can engage on his own as well and set you up too. So the Varus does have a lot of value here. So curious to see how they will play around Stixxay, because there is a world where you over dive and then champions like Nocturne and Gragas can just get past the initial engage and kill your Varus while you have been focusing on the other lanes. Evil Geniuses will round out with a Lucian, though, for Jiizuke. We have seen him be very aggressive, sometimes to his own demise with this pick, but they will be banking on him getting those early leads because this champion will struggle when everybody's just dogpiling on top of him, trying to engage. So the early game for Evil Geniuses will be crucial for them to maintain the advantage that these double marksmen need in order to not get blown up mid-game.
All right, well, comps are done. Both, again, as kind of anticipated, both top sides looking pretty scary on either side. Definitely feels like, you know, more bruises, more engage. For the Golden Guardians top side, kind of support the Rumble pick, whereas it does feel like, once again, Jiizuke is going to be the big pick, at least early on, because he does want to snowball from the early game into the mid game, although Impact can have a lot of that on this Nocturne as well.
I like putting your eggs in the Jiizuke basket. Now, some would say that the Lucian...
You know?
Yeah.
It's a little...
Right.
It's precarious.
Right, it's a wobbly basket, and you are on a bicycle on a pebble road. But sometimes you make it. Sometimes you make it with all the eggs, and that makes it even more impressive. So the Lucian is just a pick that can be punished dearly when he dashes in forward. But his laning phase is, I think, what a lot of the team really likes to play around him. He's constantly getting a lot of farm. In the game this week where they beat Cloud9, his laning phase was superb. Lots of farm going his way. So if they want to play that more controlled style and just have him shine in that way and hold him back, just somebody hold him, don't let him go in, you will get yourself a lead. And up against a melee champion in the mid lane, there is that option to just build a lead and not be tempted to go in.
Yeah, I was going to note that as well. AblazeOlive going to have a tough one here, getting counterpicked by Jiizuke. Was going to be a tough matchup regardless, but Viego here, we'll see how he does up against the Lucian. This Chime is chilling out. Actually does complete the recall. Does have a sweep in out. So we've got the early ward done. Go ahead and swap the trinkets.
It's going to be chilling. It's the Rakan that loves to go for the engages. We've seen the laning phase be pretty good with the Rakans that we've seen thus far. This has been the week where he's really made a return, making a mark as a premier engage support. And what I love about him that other engage supports don't have that were previously in the meta, where it was the Leona, the Nautilus, and even the Alistar, is that it's actually really difficult to pick him. To catch a Rakan out by himself, you often have to have an overwhelming amount of crowd control or him to actually misplay. So it makes it so that if the meta revolves around two teams trying to engage upon each other, then the supports are one less option that you can go after. So he actually gets to be very aggressive in his positioning and guaranteeing yourself those flank angles that we've seen him be so known for.
All right, well, big leash here from Chime and Stixxay. Kind of getting a lot of help here early on in the jungle. Going to go ahead and full clear his red side by the looks of things. Svenskeren leashless on his same side. Looks like Wolves into blue buff by the looks of things. Is Danny already getting that poke down? There we go. Svenskeren waddling on to the blue.
Yeah, and so we'll see if he actually paths this down to the bot side. You could be expecting Stixxay and Chime to try to be aggressive on this and go for a little sneaky gank early on, but there's always the option of just power farming. I do like a lot of the jungle changes that have allowed, I think, the meta that currently is to really thrive, just making the junglers look for more creative pathing that does open up lanes to be potentially a bit weaker. If you can devote more jungle attention to them early on, it makes it so that you can get away with more variety in your lanes and thus more variety in your whole composition.
Well, I think AblazeOlive is copping it here from Jiizuke in mid. It's tough, but you know, this is kind of to be expected, right? Press the attack Lucian, wants to constantly harass you. AblazeOlive doing a decent job of keeping the CS respectable as the minions get pushed towards his tower, but definitely going to be a challenge. We'll see just how much of an advantage Jiizuke can open up just from the lane phase. As topside, once again, Nocturne and Sett do battle. Very nice W there from Solo, actually. Impact straight up losing that trade.
Has a level up. Now Impact hits level 3 and will have spell shield, so Solo took advantage of that one, and he's gonna have to slow push this wave, time it with his rumble so that he doesn't expose himself to a Svenskeren gank. If you can just have a really big wave building up, it's so easy to defend yourself from the 2v1 gank that usually comes around the scuttle spawn. So let's see if Svenskeren uses the knowledge that his own top laner has given him to actually wait and bait Iconic into the mix, but he doesn't fall for it.
Very nice from Iconic. Pops the Scry's Bloom. Svenskeren's getting in there. kind of awkward because mid lane from his side can't join, but his top lane is here first. So actually Danny roaming up as well. This is basically a support roam. AblazeOlive going to see him, but can't really get too aggressive, and I think Golden Guardians just have to leave.
Yeah, that's the support. Normally you'd think, oh, why is the AD carry here? But that is just the support Senna. And guess what? You actually get some value out of that one. Gonna get a soul. Value of the soul for Danny. It's one of the key things to note when you're playing Senna. Just follow your jungler around. Get some extra souls. Make sure that you keep stacking those because you're gonna get that extra golden range no matter what.
Yeah, it is Farm Kench in the bot side for Ignar. And doing actually really well in the 1v1 currently because Chime left the lane temporarily. Ooh, Danny's actually going for the double Scuttle Crab. Oh, he's setting it up for the jungler. What a nice guy.
This is a end game screen as Svenskeren. You are giving a thumbs up to Danny.
That's the smite, and Iconic gets 0 Scuttle Crabs.
Already has 13 stacks. Love that we can actually see that at the bottom left of your screen. Just zoom in, use your eyesight, or get a little closer to the screen if you can't see, or if not, we'll tell you.
Exactly. Crumbz will keep you updated. Don't worry about it, everyone. That's his. He has taken responsibility for that.
I got it.
For the rest of the.
I will let you know. I will constantly be on the lookout for the Senna stacks because it is very interesting and, in fact, quite important to how Evil Geniuses wants to play.
All right, well, Solo face breaks impact, but face seems just fine. Actually, just pushing the wave in. As Solo will collect all of these. He'll be up in CS actually. Oh, he's gonna freeze the wave. Sneaky boy.
Yeah. And this could actually allow him to hit level 6 before, but he will be pushing it now, so it will be slowly pushing in his favor. He's going to have to start pushing this one pretty fast now if he doesn't want to start building a wave that will not be held under Impact's turret. So
he knows.
This crashes.
Yep, you were correct. It was, he pulled the wave to push it, slow push it, now it's to fast push it. Top lane is hard. But wave benefit done nicely there for Solo at the end of it all. Impact, though, does at least get the opportunity to walk back to lane, so we'll have the TP available. And given that he is, on the way to level 6 relatively swiftly, we'll have the option of potentially TP plus ulting into a play later on.
I think that play would still be bottom, even though Chime might not be the easiest target to go after, and the same thing with Ignar. The marksmen are just so easy to catch for both teams. So plays in the bot side seem to be a priority for both these squads as the top laners hold on to the very important teleport, and this often benefits the Nocturne. Just being able to TP in and pop that ultimate makes sure that Solo just can't follow. So they will have the ability to have a numbers advantage and set up a play, especially post 6. If Svenskeren has his ultimate available, there is just so much burst. Stixxay will not be able to survive.
AblazeOlive trying to hold on here in mid lane. As expected, it is tough. Jiizuke up about 18 minions or so. So it's called 2.5 waves. Definitely respectable there for the Lucian. We can call it 20 as AblazeOlive is doing what he can, but again, it is just tough to get farm in these situations, especially with Danny continuing to roam up and find souls.
I'm loving this roaming Senna. Still playing as a support. He's normally the AD carry, so here as the support, though, actually making sure that he is fulfilling the warding duties that normally would be on Ignar's side. So he's just making sure that his mid laner is entirely covered. Top side is going to be safe, though, so Golden Guardians can get a dragon here while they clear out the ward, knowing that Danny was MIA and nobody will contest. They're happy with that one. They do get an objective pretty early on, though. I think the average time we're seeing dragons is around 9 to 10 minutes. So this early dragon should benefit them as they will be able to team fight very quickly with that Rumble Equalizer. That is always the nightmare of dragon team fights.
Ulti's coming along, but not quite there yet for the junglers. TP back in for Jiizuke, has a Noon Quiver ready to go. Probably going Gale Force because it's a good item and he's Jiizuke, but plenty of options if you do want to mix it up a little with Lucian.
There is a lot of tankiness on the side of Golden Guardians, but I do think the Gale Force just gives you a lot of value with how much mobility is going to be coming your way. There's a lot of things that you need to be dodging away from or dashing in. It does let you be aggressive with your dash and then reposition with your Gale Force. Things like Stixxay's ultimate, even the Equalizer, or just Solo are so important that you don't get hit by that. The value of a Gale Force in these team fights just goes through the roof when the entire composition is built around catching you.
All right, well, Jiizuke got the blue buff, so life is made even better. Looks like a support item upgraded there for Danny. Svenskeren lying in wait, but on a ward. Going to make this mission tricky.
His belly is too large. Doesn't actually allow him to see that he is under vision, so Golden Guardians gets a free Herald out of that one. That's one of those really great plays that you thank your support or whoever placed that ward that makes it so that you don't actually fall for that. Good ult from AblazeOlive.
Yep, traded ult basically there in mid, but has to get out. That does mean the Herald's not as safe anymore. AblazeOlive trying to get the cannon, should be able to do it, but losing plates here to Jiizuke. Now the Herald's going to go. Svenskeren just a touch too late. Iconic level 6 as well. Svenskeren might find an angle, but bottom side is where the pressure is. Tonglish hits Stixxay. Chime gets the knock up. Exhaust down. Ignar is walking forward here. Now the heal forced out. Nocturne ulti popped, and it's top side. Back we go as Iconic is the one getting dove and slain as Impact grabs first blood.
Pings went out from that Rift Herald. They knew it was a two-man operation from Golden Guardians, and the key thing was Svenskeren stayed tracking him. He's got the Predator boots. He can really chase down Iconic, and once Impact gets in range of the ultimate with the cast from Svenskeren, as we can see that it is on cooldown, he has no way out. It's going to be a big bounty as a reward for Evil Geniuses. Being able to deny this top side of the camp allows Nocturne to know that there's going to be safety in his lane. Let's see how Svenskeren actually chased this one down, because Iconic goes back to try to catch this one. I think the only play out would have been to flash over the blast cone and group up with Solo, but he splits up, gets slowed down. He's now in range, flashes in, but normally, after the Gragas ultimate, he wouldn't have been in range of Impact's ult, but because Impact got to press Rumble right before he flow, he actually extended his range of the ultimate and was able to catch up to him.
Yeah, nice and easy there for Impact. Does grab himself first blood. Mid lane Chime is here, but there is no Jiizuke to gank. Pretty tricky to kill Lucian that has flash available, but it's nice for them to show a little bit of presence here as Chime is now hit level 6. Danny not quite there yet. He's kind of the equivalent experience indicator on EG's side. Golden Guardians actually trying to line up something here in mid. Iconic's almost got ulti ready, but Svenskeren's here to answer. Iconic been spotted already.
Oh.
Predator pop, tongue lash shot. Chime trying to save him. Ulti's pretty good, but there's the Devour out of Ignar. Now Chime dancing around, finds the charm into Jiizuke, but Ignar has already taken down Iconic. And EG will just counterpunch there. GG get nothing.
Sweet roam there out of EG. The whole bottom lane is here. They still have even more ultimates available, and they're punishing Iconic. His flash was down from that earlier play. The second they see him overstep, Svenskeren pops the Predator boots, burns the flash, and Ignar is right there behind him. A really good pick, and every time they've caught him, they take jungle camps away. They set up vision deep in the jungle. There's a TP from Solo, though. They're trying to catch out Danny, who can't flash over, but he's caught by himself.
Solo, hello. Nicely played there. There's the pullback. There's the knock up from Rakan, and Stixxay finds the arrow through Danny's face. We'll go ahead and collect that kill.
It's a tricky one, though. You committed a lot of members for a single pick on Evil Geniuses, and they still got plates on the Nocturne top side. So look at the vision. They see Iconic. He doesn't want to run top because he knows he's going to get caught by Svenskeren. Thinks that the ultimate was down, or available rather, then gets flashed upon, and then the final lick from Ignar. Stixxay needed to block that, but he just threads the Raptors. Really nice stuff there from Ignar, securing that extra kill onto the Rumble.
Skillshot accuracy looking good for Ignar. Not surprising.
Yeah.
From the Blitzcrank Nautilus Thresh player. Not the same impact exactly. Hitting the Q, but enough for the kill, which is nice. As AblazeOlive still trying to do his best farming, but Jiizuke's just like perma pushing you in. Everyone keeps showing up to your lane. He has Gale Force finish now. In fact, he just activates. A couple more crits would have maybe found a kill.
That's why he wants Gale Force. It's not for the repositioning pastry, it's for the damage. It's for the burst.
Toward the opponent, yeah. It's still a reposition Crumbz.
But you mainly want the damage. You want another way to burst them down.
Alright, well, topside Rift Trail popped there. Iconic did prepare this one earlier, so it is nice for them to cash in and get some gold back. They are behind 2,000 gold before this play, and they'll get all these plates and a bunch of gold back. Try and bring that one. Instead, EG will just trade, taking the Mountain Dragon away for themselves. So gold evens up a little. Herald's going to get an extra charge to threaten the tier 2, but Impact's here to defend it, so that should be fine. Chime, though, actually, good threat there around the top side, as Ignar and Danny are going to work on this outer tower here in bot lane.
I think EG's happy with this trade. They got the Dragon, and they're still getting plates in the bot side. It's not like it's 14 minutes yet, so there's still nobody in the bottom lane. They're going to be missing a few plates, but they got a lot out of it. So it was about time that Golden Guardians would make a counterplay, as EG had committed to the move earlier in the game, catching out the Rumble. But if they get this whole tower, that charge into Tier 2 is going to be meaningless for how this game plays out.
Yeah, unfortunately, just couldn't stay top. Solo trying to defend. Good devour there out of Ignar, and now Solo's actually getting attacked here. There is no help coming in time. Svenskeren actually here first. Now Solo a little bit too far forward. Danny, though, going to miss that skill shot as the rest of Golden Guardians are descending on the bottom lane.
Yes, they're about to rain upon the evil geniuses, but there is a ward at the river that did actually catch out AblazeOlive and Iconic roaming down. So they know that had they overextended for that turret, and it was very close. If that turret was a little bit healthier, you might have seen Danny and Ignar greed out for it and give up a few kills, but they don't. And as a result, EG not only answer the Rift Herald play properly, but they're also getting some farm in the top side. Impact crashes the wave and gets to back off.
Solo smacking the turret. Can't do that for too long, though. Oh, there's a teleport.
Oh. There's nobody to really follow it.
Impact unfortunately couldn't spell shield soon enough, but Solo's just trying to get out of here, and unfortunately his team is not here first. In fact, Svenskeren going to cut off Iconic, but Solo may be able to get away. No, in fact, his Impact is able to take him down, but Chime does at least clean up the counter kill, but here comes Jiizuke and friends. Chime has absolutely nowhere left to go, and it will be 2-for-1 in favor of EG.
Multiple members of EG commit to that play. Everybody wants to be involved. The TPs, the ultimates, you still have the Senna, and the Tahm Kench ultimate used really well. Initially, it looked like EG was not going to be able to assist in that fight, but when you reposition with the Tahm Kench, they're able to get even more members nearby, and well, they actually end up getting 2 kills for it. AblazeOlive has been split pushing and will get a turret for his troubles, but so will Jiizuke, so EG ends up winning out big time.
The gold is only getting better for EG's mid laner here. He is almost 1,000 gold ahead of the next closest person, which is Impact, which feels pretty good.
You love to see your own teammates be the next members in line with that gold source. So Solo just gets a few fists into the turret, but realizes, wait a minute, I might be really out of position here. And so with the teleport there from Impact, tries to suplex it, but doesn't actually cover enough of a distance. The wall gets him further back, or not as far back as he would have thought. Tries to turn it around, but a good use of the flash and then ultimate from Impact gets the kill.
And as you mentioned, Ignar letting Jiizuke into that fight means he cleans house, claims 2. Oh, 1 only, as Svenskeren actually got the other one onto Chime, but still, we'll take the assist here. Still happy in the mid lane here, almost up to 2 items very swiftly. Still 30 CS clear of his mid lane opponent.
Take the assist and the experience in the deny. You do get to make plays with the Nocturne ultimate, and it's that ability to shut off the enemy from actually assisting, from knowing where the fight is happening, and then placing themselves in the perfect position to answer that makes his ultimate so valuable. We heard it from Destiny in the last interview. This is why teams have been prizing this pick for so long. Tahm Kench getting engaged on.
Good flash from Ignar. Those Merc Treads coming up clutch. And now Stixxay forced to flash. Oh, we still got rooted. Chime looking to try and get them out of the way. Does Chime. Danny ulti down, but Ignar again with the Devour. Disengage ult from Svenskeren, but Viego diving on in. AblazeOlive trying to find a kill, but again, just too safe here. There's now the ulti spot for Impact. He's going to dive on in. There's an ulti out of Solo there, but the culling is massive from Jiizuke. Now going to flash it under the tower. My goodness. The man's aggressive. Woo. Danny takes out Solo.
EG so ready to have everybody join that fight. That was slick. Multiple members joining up, and they don't lose a single player on that move. They're going to get 2 turrets out of this one. They are just steamrolling this game. Golden Guardians is unable to answer. They're not able to find anybody by themselves. The Tahm Kench disengage was really good, and Chime was forced to use his ultimate defensively. So then there's nobody else to really follow up onto the Rumble equalizer. It starts off with the Stixxay with a nice ultimate. Danny has to wait it out, back off, and then when this route lands, Chime has to re-engage. Svenskeren has popped the Predator boost. He has to keep him away. Yes, you catch out Danny, but a great Devour and a cast splits members apart. They're already flashed away, so Golden Guardians, well, you're not going to go after the Tahm Kench. The engage has already been used on the bot side. Nobody can really catch Jiizuke, and that's why he feels comfortable going in. He can back up the rest of the team, and Solo tries to suplex Impact into the lineup, but they just don't have enough damage yet.
That's a little hiding spot from Jiizuke, especially on the Cloud Rift. Because he's like hiding in a speed patch, ready to run out at you. Dragon, they're going to go over to Golden Guardian, so they are at least keeping this stack going, but fortunately for them, didn't get the second one, so going to have to go for the 2-1 split, so that Soul is pretty far away. Impact, though, not done, as the rest of EG 4-1 right now. Jiizuke is just so strong in the top lane.
Look at the farm numbers these guys got. We're going to need to get some stats on how good he's doing, because 220 in under 19 minutes is very high CS numbers.
And again, Devour there for Ignar, but the follow-up is good. Danny is felled. Ignar, oh my goodness, Svenskeren, that ulti was good. But Solo following up. Iconic gonna die to Sven, but what more damage can they do? AblazeOlive onto Svenskeren will take that down. Impact also will be felled. And Jiizuke could not make it in time.
Golden Guardians find the right engage. Again, multiple members are grouped up, and they're able to layer the crowd controls together. The Devour just spit Danny right back into the equalizer, so it doesn't matter that he's inside the belly of Tahm Kench. They got that pick, but there's really nothing of an objective that they can get afterwards. They're so deep into their own side of the map. EG had pushed them out so far away that the value of this pick is just kills and some breathing room for what EG has been doing thus far.
Yeah, look, it's good to get any gold, but still a uphill battle here for Golden Guardians as they do find the angle.
So it's, I believe, Chime and Iconic once again that actually see the opportunity. It starts with AblazeOlive with a really nice stun, and actually the Varus ultimate keeps Ignar and Danny locked down. A really good cast. But then Jiizuke, I like that he sees that this is a lost fight and doesn't even bother going for more. Perhaps you could say, oh, maybe you could stay pushing into the top side, but would rather take the reset and make it back into the mid lane to defend that turret. Keeping EG's mid turret up is critical in maintaining forward pressure against Golden Guardians.
Again, credit to AblazeOlive's Viego, who watched that one back. Getting that Senna W into the reset ulti was real clean looking. Make sure that Golden Guardians can get a few more kills. As I said, they're still behind by quite a bit. 5,000 gold down at 20 minutes. Still a rough spot to be in, but Golden Guardians at least understanding that, you know, they're getting something back here.
I mean, I think Jiizuke is at 12 CS per minute right now, which is, I mean, that's record numbers. Like, that is really as fast as you're going to get. That's Chovy numbers of farming. So he is really just so powerful right now. The bounty, yeah, it's 600 from some kills, but the CS and experience that he has over the rest of the lineup is huge. He's 5 levels up on Chime. If he tries to engage onto Jiizuke, a few double taps and he's out.
All right, well, Jiizuke continuing to play the side lane as expected. AblazeOlive can add to that now. Chime, oh goodness, the level 9 Rakan is very fragile. Jiizuke wants blood, but will not find any. Solo slowed by Danny, though. Gonna have to stride breaker away from the incoming Q by Svenskeren, as Golden Guardians still have to play defense for quite a while here.
Yeah, they have to have somebody to the sidelines when EG wants to split up. Who's going to deal with Jiizuke when he goes on the sides? Solo and AblazeOlive by themselves really can't handle him at the moment, especially when you count in that Impact can always assist from really far away. The level 2 ultimate is enough to cover the distance between just 2 lanes. And so as long as Impact stays within a lane's distance of Jiizuke, those 1v1s will always turn into a 2v1 in EG's favor.
All right, well, it looks like EG are resetting, so we have a little bit of time. And with that, Crumbz, I request an update.
Okay.
How many souls?
I tell you, I have not been seeing them just yet, but I am waiting patiently for Senna to be clicked on right now. I'm keeping my eyes on the bottom left. You too can keep your eyes on the bottom left at home.
Grudge.
Here we go.
Roll Jiizuke. Interesting third item. I think that's the first time I've seen that on Lucian.
I like
it. A lot on Ezreal.
I like it. It works with the Cole. You slow them down, and it gives you the armor penetration that you want. So there's plenty of value. I think it's pretty decent. There's a lot of armor right now, but not that much, right? It's really mostly Solo that's really stacking it right now. There will be the Zhonya's from the Iconic, but it's not like it's crazy amounts of armor, and there's not a lot of HP stacking. So I think that this can make a lot of sense for him when he's really far ahead to kite back and set them up. There it is, 106th. Caught it right in the nick of time.
It's pretty good. Danny feeling it. Has one item working on two. Jiizuke, of course, is, you know, streets ahead of everyone. So it doesn't really feel fair to compare him to everybody else, given that he is just permanently in the side lane, farming up like ye old Chovy. I guess ye old young Chovy,
yeah.
Not that old.
the old 18-year-old.
Alrighty. Everybody run. Oh, this is so brutal, man. Now I see what the item does.
Yep, there's no one that can stand up to him right now, and now he gets to join the fight in the 5v4.
Svenskeren, what a dunk. Oh, actually caught on the other side, now possessed by Viego. AblazeOlive, though, knows what's up, has to get out of there. As Jiizuke's on a rampage, Chime's going to have to get himself out. That is a very nice equalizer. But Ignar's there to save the day. AblazeOlive trying to finish him off. That's 1,000 gold to AblazeOlive, man. He gets all the items. Trying to make the outplay, almost finds it, but Danny is able to kill him. But oh my god, Golden Guardians once again find the defense.
That was almost Golden Guardians acing Evil Geniuses with the reset from AblazeOlive, and we've already seen this movie before just this week. His Viego can pop off and obliterate a team fight. Had he gotten that repossessed before Danny killed him, that would have been it. They are lucky they won that one. That could have been barren for Golden Guardians, and the game would have been even after that.
With a name like AblazeOlive Crumbz, it does not surprise me that his Viego is Fuego. Because my goodness, he almost
how long were you holding that one in?
That was yesterday's stream thing. Everyone enjoyed that, so I thought I'd bring that all out to you here. Jiizuke absolutely demolishes Solo to kick this off, but the rest of the fight is what we really want to see.
Yeah, Svenskeren just being a little bit too aggressive here. Doesn't expect Chime to be coming so fast, and mobility boots on the Rakan just catch him off guard. And then you watch Jiizuke dashing forward, looks good, but then a beautiful equalizer. Not only gets him to flash, still in place, gets to devour, AblazeOlive with the reset. I want to watch these autos, but we don't have time. There's another fight.
Yep, Dragon is up. The fight begins. Golden Guardians feeling some confidence. Svenskeren starts it off. Danny deletes poor Chime off Summoner's Rift. And there's the disengaged Varus ulti once again. Solo will be chased. Dunks on old Impact now trying to fight Jiizuke. Good stun actually, but there's no follow-up. If the team was there, it would have been good, but the equalizer just a touch too late from Iconic.
Almost. If that equalizer actually landed on Jiizuke, it might have killed them, and they could have actually had a fighting chance against defending this Baron. They will trade, though. They will get a Dragon for it, but it feels like if Evil Geniuses stick to the split-pushing plan with this Baron and how strong Jiizuke is, this could be the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it's a bad trade deal, Crumbz. You know, not what you want, but Golden Guardians, I think it is the correct play given the situation. So they'll take their third Dragon, they'll set themselves up for a possible Cloud Soul, but Evil Genius is going to be looking to end the game well before that's an issue for them.
Sometimes you're just not in the position to make the trade deal that you want. You're just going to have to take what is offered, and you hope and pray that it's not something bad. And if it is, well, that's what you got. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.
AblazeOlive is flirting with danger here, but does move them off. Danny will get away. Empowered Baron recalls, making sure he's out safely. Same here on the top side as Chime. Doesn't want to face check brushes, which I think is fairly responsible. And let's watch this one again. Svenskeren just found the angle here. Chime had no chance.
And they don't have vision. The control ward is getting taken out, and now they don't see. Immediately gets bopped. Doesn't really have a fighting chance to live through that one. And then the Nocturne ultimate ends up seeing Solo split up. You didn't even need the Nocturne involved in that whole fight. Jiizuke is so strong, would have been able to cull him down. The only thing could have been that equalizer to slow EG down, but now they are even more gold ahead. And when they lost that fight, 8,000 gold up, and their carries are just hurting so much. There's a Guardian Angel on Jiizuke, so he's not going to give up that bounty that easy this next time.
300 CS Crumbz. He's not stopped. He has not left the Rift in years.
And he's been joining these fights. It's not like he's been entirely away, ignoring what the team is up to. He's been farming quite a bit. He's now going to join up the squad in pushing. It's going to the top side, going to speed up those minions with the Baron. It's still a minute on them, so they can wait for him to crash this wave. But a TP from Solo sees the opportunity.
Alrighty, Solo. Who do you find? Ignar, not a bad target because he saves everybody else. So Stixxay gonna finish that one off nice and quickly, but Impact looking for the re-engage. Perhaps ill-advised there, but Impact pretty tanky. Equalizer down, AblazeOlive takes him down, and now Svenskeren could be the target, but Jiizuke is the one they really want instead. They're gonna go after Sven, who goes golden. Now Jiizuke can counter-attack as Danny is here to support as well. Q's very nice through the minions, but Golden Guardian's just backing away.
It's a 4-on-3 now from Golden Guardians, but Jiizuke is so strong, you've got to flash that.
Stixxay has to get out of there, does pop the summoner spell, and EG, even in the 3v4, Jiizuke too powerful to ignore.
They didn't kill the carries. The strongest members of EG still live, so they're able to still get an advantage with that Baron cracking the base. It's a big win for Evil Geniuses, despite not being the ones to engage that fight. Golden Guardians saw Jiizuke in the top side. They had an opportunity to find Evil Geniuses, but when it's only the Tahm Kench and it's nobody else, it makes it so easy for the rest of the team to follow up with damage. AblazeOlive went a little bit in too deep, thinking he had the reset. You can't blame him, though. There has been such a need for these hero plays from Golden Guardians to actually come back in this game. They need to just pull the trigger on these fights, and this is what they see. Two members, perfect. Get the Tahm Kench. It seems like Impact, it's a little bit in too deep. But by the time he arrives, the rest of the team can really follow up. The AblazeOlive damage is there, but Danny and Jiizuke are just calling him out.
And of course it's Sven here, but unfortunately Jiizuke, perfectly good bodyguard, and now everybody has to leave.
Yeah, when the bodyguard arrives wielding pistols akimbo, you know that this guy means business.
Certainly does, as dragging up in a minute 20, Golden Guardians may indeed get a chance to play for the soul. Chime has found Impact, but it's not the easiest catch to make. Ignar in there. Jiizuke very far forward. Impact pops the paranoia. Solo going to be caught out of position. Svenskeren again with the beautiful setup as Chime tries to find the angle, but no one there to follow up, unfortunately. Golden Guardians continuing to fall prey to Jiizuke's depth of Svenskeren's plays, as Jiizuke shoots down Stixxay. And the GA is only going to be very temporary as Impact takes him out. And now AblazeOlive running, iconic, flashing. Chime getting out of there. Jiizuke wants to kill everybody. Senna ulti is going to force out the stasis, but Danny lines it up. No, not yet. Instead, the Nexus is the prize they're after. And oh my goodness, goodbye towers. Evil Geniuses on the doorstep of taking yet another game this weekend. Golden Guardians will throw themselves into the enemy, but it's Evil Geniuses all the way. As they'll grab the ace, they'll grab the next and finish off their weekend with a victory.
2-1 for EG, breaking over the 50-50 record of the entire year. They are now 14 wins and 13 losses. And this is exactly the game that restores faith in Jiizuke. High CS numbers, tons of damage, consistent in the team fights, and the Tahm Kench to bail him out. Somebody to devour him when he goes in a bit too deep. A really good showing out of Evil Geniuses today.
Yeah, just, you know, when you get a counter pick like Lucian, you have to perform on the pick. He did. He got super far ahead in lane as far as CS goes. AblazeOlive did what he could, right? That is, I think, how the matchup is expected to go. It is what Jiizuke did after that that really mattered.
The side lanes, the consistent farming, and just not getting caught out. I think that was a key element that I was looking for when playing the Lucian. It's something that happened last time he was doing it. Dashing too aggressively, didn't have the right backup behind it, but when the rest of the team, it was the Nocturne and the Gragas controlling the flow of the fight, whether it was with the grass to disengage or the Nocturne to shut off the lights, made it so much easier to play these carries. You even have a Senna to heal you in case you go too far, so all of it worked to allow Lucian to shine, and he delivered on it.
Yeah, we said topside for EG had to show up. They certainly did. Golden Guardians, to their credit, did find some really nice engages. Love to see the TP flanks from Solo. Love to see AblazeOlive going off in some of the fights on Viego, but not enough given the how far behind they were, right? There was going to have to be, you know, maybe 10 of those over the course of that game, and they only found a couple.
They had no pressure in the lanes, and when they caught Iconic in the topside river for the Herald, then the Rumble started to fall behind. They couldn't look for any opportunities past the river, and then the pressure that the winning lanes of EG already had became overwhelming.
So again, EG have the solid game plan, play super solid. That's kind of what you love to see. Impact Nocturne looking pretty good. I think that's a pick that, in general, was going to see more of. Like, it was definitely on people's radars, but I feel like every time I see Insanity on the champion, I'm like, this doesn't feel fair at all. So I just think more players are going to start to pick up, you know, Sett, Nocturne, and Lucian obviously was already picked up. So it is curious to see as things evolve, even though it is so flexible. Typically, especially if meta's going for a long enough period of time, you do end up with, you know, Sett champions being played.
Yeah, and the intangible aspect of Nocturne, the shut-off division, is something that as a spectator, it's hard to appreciate how devastating it is to just barely see past your own character model in a fight and the meta that is just lightning fast in how quickly people are dying. So the Nocturne value with that ultimate, when you have multiple forms of engage, is intangible. There's no way to quantify it. We only see the screen turn a little brown, like, oh, I guess they just didn't know that they were getting engaged upon. How weird, but the reality is it is brutally difficult to fight against Nocturne.
We did, of course, see them on your screen. We did miss them, but Jiizuke is a player of the game. What a surprise.
Yeah, player